30 lakhs, 85,500 rupees. This is what I earned on a single day in the year 2019. And on a bright sunny day, 2 years later, I had to shut the same business which gave me this amount of money. Insane, right? How the same place can show you hell and heaven in the same lifetime. Well, I would just say thanks to COVID and move on. But before I begin, I want you all here to remember these lines till the very end. You will figure it out. It might seem impossible, it might seem difficult, but I know you will. And how am I so confident? Because right there where you are, daydreaming about my future, feeling anxious, what if it doesn't? But today, if I could go back, I would just say, when I was your age, I was lost. I was just trying to figure out maybe. But if I could meet my 18-year-old self today, I would just like to give her a big hug and a nice coffee and tell her, listen, you're not lost. You are just trying to navigate through life without being taught how to. And this is life, right? Nobody teaches us how to go through it. And it doesn't come with a map. Imagine how cool would it be if life actually came with a Google map. I would just put my destination and I would have my exact road map. But honestly, knowing myself, I would still get lost because I cannot follow Google Maps. But I know one thing. I will reach my destination. And that's all I have always remembered. Even at my lowest, at my highest. Even when I felt like I'm not good enough. Or even when I was told that I am not good enough. So trust me, you will figure it out. So today, I want you to only remember one thing. Keep this thought very close to yourself that you will figure it out. And today, I have broken my story in 3 interesting chapters, and I would tell you what each chapter taught me, and maybe you can take something from that as well. So let's start with the chapter number 1, the wrong subject. Let's start with the day which lives rent-free in my head. A very, very hot day of summer. My heart was racing. Class 10th results were just out. And I was keeping my fingers crossed that please God, let me just pass in maths and science. And when that internet with slow modem finally worked, my nightmare came true right in front of me, but with a sigh of relief. Well, I did pass in maths and science, but I scored all over 67%. Where I was hoping I would just pass, on the other hand, my parents were dreaming that just like my sister, who was a topper of her science batch in class 12th, I would also get the same marks, top, and get through science. But listen, with these marks, 67%, science was a dream. Think like it. You have to reach Gurgaon to Noida on a Monday morning peak hour in 1 hour. Impossible. That is how it was. 67% and science, impossible. So I cried a lot and I thought I'd put so much shame in my parents. But my father turned out to be a very kind and a very smart man. He sat me down. He said, let's just wipe your tears and think forward. What could be the next step? He asked me if I would like to take humanities. And I sank in shame. Because you see, back then, humanities or what you call arts was not considered cool. It wasn't considered school, so much so that my school did not even have it as a subject. And I did not want to feel embarrassed. But I had to. I had to change my school. And to top it all, some random auntie once told me, listen, it's okay if you've taken humanities. Not everyone studies. You could get married very soon. And I know one day I'd reply to this auntie, but I moved forward. Cut to day 1, class 11th. I was about to faint. And my father told me one thing. And that became everything. He told me, and I quote, do not choose anything that everybody else is choosing and fail in that. Instead, choose what you are good at and excel in that. He could see that I am good with theory subjects and subjects that required learning. And that man is absolutely right. When my 12th results came out, I cried again. But this time, it was out of joy. I scored 90% in my class 12th. And that landed me in Delhi University, Shri Venkateshwara College, what you call Venki, political science honor, first cutoff. It was a prestigious thing and it was insane. I realized that day that after all, I wasn't a bad student because I scored such less marks in class 10th. I was just not playing with my strengths and I was given my weaknesses to play with. And that's when everything changed. So remember, in life, you will face difficulties, you will have challenges. That time, I want you to stop, look inwards, and ask yourself, are you really playing the game where the rules are dictated by somebody else? Or are you playing the game where the rules are written by you? So when I saw Three Idiots and I saw Farhan, I realized he wasn't a bad student either. He was just preparing for the wrong subject. And in his case, he knew Abba nahi manenge, and in my case, mere Abba ne mujhe manaya. So my life changed thereafter. So in the end, it's all about choosing the game where the rules are written by you, and I promise you, you will come out as a winner. And that brings me to chapter number 2, which is called The Boat with a Hole. 3 years in Venki. All good things that dreams are made of. Friends, food. But now another question. What next? I was again at a crossroad. To choose what everybody else was choosing or to carve my own path. But by now I knew one thing. Whatever I choose, I will find my destination. So when all my friends were preparing for MBA, I realized that I was in love with fashion. I was in love with clothes, dressing up, and everything about fashion. So I chose something opposite of political science and I went ahead and took admission in Pearl Academy of Fashion and I studied fashion merchandising for 2 years and I thought now I would land the most glamorous job. Guess what? I landed in a production house with one of the most renowned designers where I was supposed to work with tailors and master Gs with non-glamorous clothes. And I felt like, what have I gotten myself into? And now, the kind man comes in the picture again. You see, my father is a businessman and he could see potential in me and he told me, you have it in you to become a business person, so come up with a plan and get going. I thought this was my escape plan. So you see, I came up with a very cool plan because now I was playing with my strengths and I started a very, very cool looking multi-designer store in Gurgaon back in 2013 and it became an instant hit. I was feeling on top of the world and that made me complacent. And now I was chilling. The store was sustaining itself, the months it did not, the kind man came to rescue, and I was living a life of dreams. Getting up at 8:30, staying long hours in the gym, reaching work at 12, coming back at 4, and just kept going like that. But there was one good thing in me. I was always a learner. I wanted to learn more. So in 2015, I asked myself, what next? So I thought, let me learn professional makeup, so I'm going to teach people makeup. So I went ahead and I did it. Makeup taught till now, 4. Then comes 2017. Again, the same question. What next? And now I started realizing something, that women who used to come to my store were clueless about what to wear, how to wear, they were confused about their body, and I thought there must be some science behind it that I could actually help them with. Turns out there was. So I found image consulting fascinating and I went to London for a month with whatever money I had and with whatever money my father could give me, and I studied there for a full month and put everything I had there. I came back, but I was clueless. I did not know how to go about it. So I did a few gigs. And the thing about me was I used to get serious, but only in phases. And that's the thing about privilege. If you don't use it properly, it is going to put you down in your place and make you downright snobbish. And I was borderline there. But in 2013, 2019, another thing came where I thought I needed to push my store and make it bigger. So I worked very hard. I put everything I had. That year, 2019, I earned 30,85,500 rupees because of my hard work. Can you imagine how I was feeling? I felt like Apunich Bhagwan hai. But life has its own way to humble you. And I was humbled, and how? Comes 2020, we were in COVID. My store was on halt. All the money that I had earned was going in rent and salaries, and slowly I lost all the money that I had. And now I had nothing but a credit card bill of 25,000 rupees and zero money. And I didn't know what to do. But I remembered my kind and smart man. So I went to him. He, without asking any question, cleared my dues. And now I cried again. Just like how I cried when the 10th results came out. I thought I'd put them to shame. And that night, I did not sleep. I knew if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I felt like I was in a boat with a hole. Sometimes in life, you climb a huge ladder just to realize that it was leaning against the wrong wall. So sometimes in life, pause, sit down, and you will realize that life isn't linear. And even if it was, how boring would it be? Imagine, life is going to surprise you irrespective. But if you are prepared, you will absorb the shock rather easily, like I did. Which brings me to chapter number 3, brick by brick. Remember, we all have been lied to by our friends, by our family, by our peers, by social media, Instagram, everyone. They say life is one big win and then you are sorted. They say get married, you are sorted. Get the job, you are sorted. Get the degree, you are sorted. Have a kid, you are sorted. In my humble opinion, it's not that easy. After living, learning, losing, winning, I can say this. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is connected. And that butterfly effect is actually for real. One small decision can change the entire trajectory of your life. And I know it now. So, at 31, where I'd hit rock bottom, I knew I had to work my way up. So, I was thinking what to do next. I was just trying to figure out when I met my now husband then. Call it miracle, call it destiny, call it luck, call it God intervention. He told me he saw some potential in me, and if I could take image consulting as a concept online, I would change the way things are, and I have some magic in me. I didn't agree to him. I told him, there's nothing magic, there is no going online, and I'm not going to do it. He convinced me. He told me, give it a chance. And I realized that's the whole point, right? Upskilling, learning, being prepared. So I did what I had to, because COVID had taught me, if you don't change with time, time will forget you. So I did what I had to. I put my head down and started working. I changed my entire being. I started working on my schedule. I started working on my body. I started working on my circadian rhythm. And in this entire beautiful process, I found 2 beautiful M's, manifestation and meditation. And that changed my entire being. I started creating content. I started upskilling. I started learning. I made this entire concept online. And bam, before I knew, I was at 50,000 followers on Instagram in less than 5 months, and I had worked with 50 people in less than that time. Imagine, it was insane. But lockdown opened, and now the store opened again. But here we were. We knew the store wouldn't weigh its up because there were no weddings, it was small weddings, and people weren't buying clothes. Now I was losing money again. Whatever I was earning through my image consulting was going in my store. I was again at a crossroad. To keep putting all the money that I was earning now in my store or to let go of my store. I felt like I was in a maze with no exit. But the good thing is, once you're in a maze, you will come out of it and it will make you more confident and clear. So I realized I have to let it go. And I did. I had to shut my store down. the same store that gave me 30,85,500 rupees in a single day. Do I regret it? No. Do I wish anything else was different? No. Because now dots connect. One thing led to another. Think of it. If I did not score less marks in class 10th, I wouldn't have done what I did and I wouldn't have been standing in front of you. So no, I wouldn't change anything. And I know this for now, that life is not one big win. There is always what's next. There is no phase, there is no phrase like, iske baad life set hai. You have to keep moving. And I know by now, if I wasn't the girl who kept asking what next, I wouldn't become the woman that I am today. And a very dear friend told me one line, and I want you to tattoo it in your head. He said, if something is not stopped by physics law, it is not impossible. And trust me, nothing is. And rest, as they say, is history. Here we are, me and my husband, we run 2 businesses, 8-figure business, and we have a beautiful 20+ team, and we have 2 YouTube channels, 2 Instagram pages, and a social media following of 2 million+ across social media platforms. If I got complacent, if I thought, this is done, my life is set, I wouldn't be where I am. So trust me, keep moving. Life will reward people who know how to keep moving. And sometimes it's okay to surrender. It's okay to trust. No, universe has got your back. Become water-like. Keep moving. In hindsight, I was water. I did not stop. I kept moving. And life indeed is labyrinth. Indeed is a maze. It's sometimes confusing, sometimes challenging. And if it's like mine, it's with a lot of twist and turn, just like Ekta Kapoor serial. But trust me, you will figure it out. It might seem impossible, it might seem difficult, but in the end, you will figure it out. And how am I so confident? Because I was right there where you are. And in the end, I'll tell you something. I'm a Shah Rukh fan. So I'll only end the way he would. He says, in the end, everything is gonna be all right. अंत में सब कुछ ठीक हो जाता है, हिंदी पिक्चरों की तरह. और अगर ठीक ना हो, तो वो अभी अंत नहीं. Thank you.